Hello Internet, it's Glenn. I want to talk for a second about sports. And by sports I mean games. There are a few YouTube channels and websites that I often find myself visiting and watching kind of long stints of their coverage of games, be it miniatures games or LCGs or even to a lesser degree but sometimes CCGs. And often I have no idea what they're talking about. I love randomly watching videos on Team Covenant. I love randomly watching videos on Beasts of War. Even Plaid Hat Podcast. I love when they talk about Summoner Wars. I've played about like 1/4 of a game of Summoner Wars on my iPad. I didn't get very far. And yet, for whatever reason, there's something about these episodes in which they're centric around just the Summoner War strategy, and when they're talking about making decisions in design, and when they're talking about these different things, there's something that's ultimately incredibly fascinating to me. And I had this realization when Team Covenant had this sort of like live show at one point. It was called Team Covenant Coast to Coast. And Cheryl happens to be in the room watching me watch it, talking about what they're excited about. They're talking about recent games they've had. They're talking about strategies they've been employing. Maybe 10 minutes of it was X-Wing related, and then the rest of it was all games I've never played, nor do I play in any kind of ongoing, continuous sense. I realize that Cheryl is watching me, and so there's like this light that's now being shown in on how goofy I feel about the fact that I'm watching something that I have no idea what I'm watching in any kind of, like tangible sense. When they talk about running Martell and making sure that they avoid the Greyjoy left hook, I have no idea what they're talking about at all. And yet I'm transfixed on listening to all this and kind of have this vague sense of what they might be talking about. And so Cheryl's here watching me do this, and she isn't judging me or anything, but she's kind of like watching me watch this. Because I'm now aware of her, I say back to her, I kind of go, I think games are just my sports. I don't watch sports. I sometimes wish I do, because I feel like then I could have a lot more normal human conversations with other adult males. I just don't really have that gene. It didn't come to me when I was a kid. I played some sports in high school, but it wasn't really important to me. This sense in which it's sort of for me like when some guys watch golf. Some people who watch golf on ESPN, not everybody, but some people who watch don't actually care about golf. They watch golf because it's on and because it's competition and because that's interesting to them. And I think that's how it is for me. I found myself, especially when Fantasy Flight was doing all of their stuff at Worlds, I found myself often just kind of taking any opportunity I could that whole weekend and just trying to get on and watching what was going on. There's something about watching people compete and watching people have strategy and watching people deep gaming experiences, even just kind of on this very peripheral level. It's not entirely limited to the games that I play, though I do take special note of these things. Like I'm aware of things people are trying to do in X-Wing, strategies that people are employing that are successful. And I really, really love that about gaming, that it has this competitive aspect that not only can I participate in, because there's no way I would ever be able to play, football, or even golf for that matter. I love watching people compete, and I love doing that. And in a lot of ways, it's just my sports. What about you? Did you used to play Magic and now you watch it whenever it's on Twitch on the weekends? Or maybe you're like me and you find yourself weirdly watching podcasts and YouTube videos that make no sense for you to be watching. Or do you think I'm an insane person? Leave all those comments down in the what have you. Thanks for watching. Keep playing awesome games. And we will see you guys next time.